So,
Talk to me. Yeah.
so yeah, Sean, this I'm going to be intrigued by because the things I've heard about Talk to Me is Australian horror movie. I've heard that. I've heard Australian horror movie, and I have heard that there are that well, people are raving about this a little bit in the way they raved about something like Hereditary or Midsummer.
Mm.
And I know that whenever that happens, whenever people rave about a horror movie, I usually come to Sean. I usually come to Sean to cut them down to size. And if Sean backs up the hype, then it's worth of hype. It's worthy of hype. And I'm actually watching this horror movie. But Sean, tell us about this.
Okay, so talk to me. This is basically it's like teams. They there's this hand thing which is in the trailer, which if they grab hold of it, they can talk to people in the spiritual world. They
Yeah.
can, and that's where you get the talk to me. And then they can actually, if they want to, they can say, do you want to join me? Like, and then so people can get possessed by whatever person it is for. But the teams are like, no more than 90 seconds, no more than 90 seconds. Otherwise, you get stuck with this
Yes.
The spirit.
entity or spirit or whatever you want to do. But so that's basically there's this girl and a group of friends. So this girl, she's lost her mother for a couple of years, and she's quite traumatized by the whole thing. And so she decides she's at a party with her friends and that, and some people have had a go, and they go, "Whoa, that was a rush. That was." And she decides that she's going to have a go. So, and then she says, "Talk." They hold this hand. She goes, "Talk to me." And this one says, they just says, "Oh, we like him," and then they say, "Oh, stop," and so they decide they want to do it again. They decide because it's quite a rush apparently, and there's this young boy of her friend, her best friend, has got like should we say, a adolescent boy, and he just happens to go out, and she's supposed to be looking after him, and he's like, "Oh, I want to have a go. I want to have a go," and he's saying, "No, you can't. And anyway, she concedes, and let's just say it all goes sort of fairly pear-shaped since then.
Let's just say it's a horror movie. What else did you expect?
It's a horror movie. What else do you expect? Yeah. So that particular scene was quite, whoa. That was a bit
Okay.
wow. So yeah. So
Okay.
quite surprising. Quite interesting, that particular scene. And then so basically what I'm saying is, like, she keeps thinking this girl's mother's lost. She keeps saying she thinks her mother. She keeps thinking, and her mother sort of tells her to do things.
Yeah.
She sort of tells her to do things, and because it's her mother and she thinks it's her mother, she wants to keep going on. But obviously, it's some sort of particularly not very nice entity that's obviously using. So yeah. So that's basically the story. Anyway, it's a horror film. Yeah, it's quite. I wasn't scared. It didn't scare me or anything like that, and it wasn't jumpy or anything like that. But I thought it was quite interesting. It was quite an interesting, and especially there was a good little twist at the end, which I quite liked. I thought that was quite good, but it didn't scare me. I wasn't scared, and I mean,
Okay. So
yeah, there was a few violent bits in it. But
Sean, everything that you're saying so far has already made this into the upper echelons of horror movies, of at least
Yeah, yeah.
because
So
yeah,
I think they made a decent effort, and I did think it was quite. Some of the things was quite feasible. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Not that I believe in possession and all that sort of stuff,
yeah.
but it was the way it was done. I thought was fairly clever and fairly well thought out, and it was quite atmospheric. And as I say, that there were a couple of scenes in it which I thought were particularly good. The ending, towards the end, I don't know so much. It sort of tailed off towards the end, but it did have moments, and
Yeah.
I can see why. I could see people would like this. It was far superior to Insidious or any of those others. So.
I did watch the first 20 minutes of this film with.
Yeah, I don't know
with
if I didn't know if I wasn't going to say anything, Sharon, but so I mean.
Yeah, I
so,
mean, this was a secret screening that we both went along to.
yeah.
Okay.
Because we've been to the secret screenings before, and basically, as soon as the credits come up, a lot of people get up and leave.
Yeah,
As soon as it says it's like horror scenes of blah 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 blah, they go. So you have that instant sort of departure of a lot of people. And I thought, no, I'll stick it out for the first bit to see what
Yeah.
this turns into, because I don't mind weird, and I don't mind sort of
No.
what I call like classic horror, sort of zombies, werewolves,
Yeah,
vampires.
werewolves,
I don't mind that sort of horror at all, but I'm not keen on sort of torture porn horror, and I'm not keen on sort of ghosty stuff. So
Ghosty
I
stuff.
thought, well, I'll stick it out and see what happens.
Yeah.
And then they started getting to the bit when they were doing like the seances, and they were
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
well,
I could see.
that whole
That's
whole
right.
possession bit, and I was just like,
I
I
felt you were,
turned and I
I
looked
felt
at
you were
Sean.
staying for me, really. I felt you were staying for me, which I appreciated. But
Yeah,
I think
so I
like
did
said
stay, and
to you, I could
and we
see
did
you
have
was-
this quick. Are you
Yeah.
uncomfortable? Yes, I am. Okay, I'll stay. Okay, I'll go.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I sneaked out at that point because I was not comfortable watching the whole
Is-
the whole demon possession thing. It was not my thing.
Yeah, well, I think that to me that says that they've done something effective. They've done something effective that's effectively creepy enough for you to make you go, no, not for me, goodbye. As opposed to what a bunch of nonsense. So,
Yeah, so I'm not into that occult aspect of stuff. So I was thinking, to me, it was sort of a bit too much of the occult in there, and I just thought, no, thank you.
okay.
Yeah, there wasn't really any there wasn't any, like, normally sometimes you can get in those sort of things, there's always like a good presence as well as the evil
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
There was no good in this, no good at all. There was no like nice presence.
It's just there's bad supernatural stuff and the humans are on their own. The teens are on their
pretty
own.
much.
So how many stars would you give this?
Okay, well, I'm going to give this. It's not. I don't think it's. I'm going to give this one a 3 because
Okay.
I won't say I hated it. I won't say it was. And I could see where it was going, and I thought it was quite clever. And there's a lot more thought put into it than a lot of these other ones that are just made for schlock horror.
Yeah.
Scary, trying to make some
I mean,
money. So
I'm intrigued to know that because you mentioned people have compared it to Midsummer, and I did see Midsummer. Would
nothing
you
like
compare it to that at all? No.
No. It wasn't. I was saying that it's the kind of buzz
Sort
that.
of indie buzz about
Yeah,
it.
the indie buzz about it is saying that, oh, this is a new voice. This is a new voice in the because I think it's directed by two twin Australian brothers from the name I'm guessing of Greek descent, Danny and George Philippou. I think it is.
okay,
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So all right, cool. So 3 stars for Tom.
Yeah, I think this will be popular with certain people, and I could see why it's probably getting some decent. It's the best of that sort of bunch. Doesn't really, it wasn't, but it made a good effort.
Yeah. I think
Holly might be scared. Do you watch horror films, Holly?
I do, and I'm usually terrified of them. But
You might not like this one then.
often hiding behind something. But then Hereditary, people said was scary, and I was just like, this is
Hereditary was pants. I think I reviewed that one.
rubbish.
But there is a bit in it where they go, which they like you, which was quite interesting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, also Midsummer I thought was fairly meh. Good cast.
No, it was class. Midsummer. Like the Wicker Man.
Leave it. I was like, nah.
I went
Like
online.
Midsummer. But then I'm a huge fan of Florence Pugh, aren't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why it's weird that I don't like her. I think she's fantastic.
I went on Wikipedia and read what happens in both of them because I decided not watching it. So so
I
Ari
did see Midsummer. I haven't seen Hereditary.
So
But
Ari
I
Aster-
liked Midsummer.
Yeah,
Ari Aster, haven't seen any of your stuff. I might see Bo is Afraid, even though that sounds weird and deliberately sort of like hard to get. But